Well, I gotta pose the question, where are the hippies today, man? What happened to the hippies? What happened to the hippies? You remember the hippies, man? When we were freaking fighting the powers, when we were revolting against conformity? Hey, we got sold hypnosis. Obama himself, man. Hypnotized the people, but he's just a tool of the establishment all the way. What kind of choice was that last time? You remember that deal? Hey, we had Obama on one side and Mr. Straight, Romney, on the other side. I got to actually put it to you this way, I don't know what the hell happened in this nation because, they always thought the nation was going in the wrong direction back in the 60s. Wrong. It was going in the right direction. You know why? Because this nation has always been a nation of people that don't conform, do their own thing because it's a free nation. This isn't a nation of conformists. This isn't a nation that obeys all the freaking rules out in the world just because somebody made a bunch of damn rules, right? It's about living free and doing your own thing. I don't know what the hell happened. Where's the hippies when you need them, man? It's not where the cops when you need them, man. It's where's the hippies when you need them. Actually, the number one rule that anybody ought to remember, even especially if you're a good hippie, is don't ever talk to the cops. I'm going to tell you that right now, man. That's the number one cardinal rule, man. That's your gospel right there. Don't ever talk to the cops, man, because they're the establishment. Yeah, you might need them in certain situations, but the whole deal is, it's peace, love, and community because, I don't know whatever happened. This is the day and age when old Thundercats Hillary Clinton supposedly came from, too. And look at her today, man. Die-hard establishment, molded politician, hardcore, egotistical bitch all unto herself. She's the exact opposite of what the hippie movement has been about. So, what I'd like to know is what the hell happened in society. I just put a video out just a little while ago about, cars. They had, the car color changes. It's almost like, in the 50s, more vibrance. Tail fins, two tones. But, that wasn't the whole story, actually. This was the whole story here, more or less. You look at this VW, some of the paint jobs you used to see was somebody put lace over the paint. And they'd spray over the lace, and you have a lace paint job, and you clear coat it. Or you do the cobwebs, man. You put the paint gun on, from a distance 4 feet away, and you put full thick paint in there, and you spray cobwebs all over it. You put geometrics. Everybody was into doing their own thing, man. Everybody today is a bunch of damn conformists. What the hell's the matter with them, man? I mean, everybody is brainwashed into freaking going along with the establishment. So my question is, what the hell happened to the hippies, man? What the hell happened to hippies, man? This is, you think about it, they had the right message. There's some things that were wrong, but generally speaking, they had the right message. They definitely had the right message. The way things are today, it's like everybody's got to freaking worry about, look over their shoulder about what the hell they say, what they do. If this agency of this government over here says you can't have your kids walk to school and blah, shit, man. I mean, it was almost like, anybody tries to be like a hippie today and live in a commune, they're going to wind up like Waco, man. You know what I mean? This is bullshit. What the hell happened to the hippies, man? I mean, what happened to the free and easy movement that we used to have in this country that was going to revolutionize things for the better? It's like, they all got homogenized into, and actually a lot of them sold out, like Hillary. What the hell is that bitch kidding? But some people stay true to the cause, like Tommy over here. Tommy? Tommy's a real dude. Tommy's a real dude. The thing is, some people just know how to freaking chill out, look at the situation, and, realize what's bullshit and what's not bullshit, and just go with what's real. Without actually putting on the whole flower power facade all the way. But inside, they're 110% independent. Right, Tommy? We know the deal, right? You've been right all along. I tell you that right now. But back in the day, there was no problem with the hippies standing up to the establishment. And actually, back in the day, the establishment was a freaking 100 times more polite than they are today. Back in the day, they were thinking, oh, this is really oppressive, helmets and MP badges. Today, they'd be out there with freaking tanks, tear gas, barricades, and freaking robots, and drones flying overhead. If you stick this flower out to them and be saying, that was a freaking, I felt my life was in danger. I had to pull out my bazooka and blast that hippie to kingdom come. You know, what the hell's this shit going on today, man? You know, we have got to look back at this nation. You know, they think, you know, a lot of people think the 60s, you know, the 60s was a mixed bag. I mean, there was some things wrong with it, some things good about it. But then again, overall, it had a good edge. It definitely had a good edge. It definitely had the right idea because people were thinking free, and they're fighting the powers, man. Like, we got to be fighting the powers today, too. And, you know, nobody is thinking outside the box. If they think outside the box today, it's almost like it's all choreographed by the entertainment industry. It's not individuals doing this. You don't see individuals really sticking out and saying, oh, the hell with this bullshit. They don't like actually, it's rare. It's rare as all hell. It's rare as all hell. Before, it was almost like everybody was not conforming. You know, today you look back to hippie movement and you look at it almost like, you know, it's homogenized. You know, they play freaking music that was radical back then. They played in elevators, you know, but people back then were totally thinking outside the box. It was reflected in everything. You know, psychedelic art today looks pretty freaking tame, but it wasn't tame back then. When it first came out, it was crazy as shit. You know what I mean? And that's the way it's got to be. You got to think outside the box. You know, people today are freaking homogenized, and they're all freaking focused and channeled to the max. So I always say, whatever happened to the hippies, man? You know, I'm dedicated to the hippies, and the hippies in the heart everywhere. That's the way I look at it. You know, we got to fight the power again and not worry about the bullshit. And that's the thing. You got to be almost like laissez-faire about it, chill, hip, and at the same time, screw the bullshit. You know, that's really what I look at it, and ride free. You know, ride free on your purple chopper. You know what? I'm telling you, you know, today, somebody riding a bike like this today, it's all Hollywood. You know? But back in the day, it was norm. Because people modified shit. You don't see that much stuff like that today. Yeah, everybody gotta like freaking get something that's already bought, already made. They don't change it themselves. They don't make it their own. They don't do anything that's like the freaking, you know, hey, this is me. This is me. I'm different. I'm making a statement. They don't do that anymore. What the hell's the matter? What happened to the hippies, man? You know, actually, the thing is, the United States really is a hippie country. You know, the original founders, they're a bunch of hippies. They told the freaking king to go screw, get the hell out of here, man. We ain't going by your damn rules. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing all the way. You know, we don't conform. We don't conform. So I got to keep asking, you know, what the hell happened to the hippies, man? What happened? What happened, you know? Everybody's a damn conformist today. It's bullshit. You know? I mean, you know, either that or they're hiding behind a freaking conspiracy 101 freaking bullshit. Who cares about the conspiracy? You know, there's always been conspiracies. Hey, man, there's a hippie conspiracy. I don't care. You know, who gives a shit? You know, nobody's like thinking outside the box. Everybody's like, you know, screw the bullshit, right? Screw it. You know, I mean, there should be no freaking, nothing should be sacred, basically. That's the way I look at it, you know? You know, people get all bent out of shape about this. People get all bent out of shape about that. You ask them why. Why do you get bent out of shape out of it, you know? You know, what's the real Constitution about? The real Constitution's about you can all do your own thing as long as you're not violating the rights of other people, right? There's no rules, basically, other than don't violate the rights of other people. And I know these eggheads always freaking look for ways, yeah, you must be freaking violating the other rights of people because you're breathing the same air they are. You know, you tell that, you know, they get like that, you tell them to go freaking take a hike, man. You know what I mean? You know, just go shove it up their kazoo and freaking get lost, you know? Because the establishment, you know, you got the establishment guy, you know, this was like the freaking offering last time, you know, under the big politics, you know, we had the big establishment guy, you know, Romney with the Bush camp, and we had Obama, Hopanosis Obama over here, like, he's the big change. Bullshit, man. There's no change going on here. This is bullshit. There ain't no change, and we don't need no change, man. We want to go back the way shit was, man, the hippie movement, man. And, you know, like I already said, you know, it's like number one rule, you don't tell the cops, you don't tell the authorities, you don't tell anybody, you don't tell the FBI, the CIA, the IRS, you don't tell them nothing, you know, screw it, you know, and, you know, the other thing is, we're working on some other stuff here with Spooky too, because I know one thing, this was also the time of the sexual revolution back in the 60s. And this is the time before they had all the designer diseases where everybody can just croak and die and stuff like that. And, now everybody goes, oh, we got the freaking designer diseases. But you know what? We're working on some new technology here through that spooky tool and stuff. And Rife. And you know what? And we find out, I'm going to tell you, man, I really kind of have a suspicion of what's going on. Because you know what? Besides freaking telling all the freaking, the establishment to go to hell and us doing our own thing, we can have the new freaking sexual revolution again and do what the hell we want. I mean, somebody can say, yeah, the morals are this, the morals are that. So what? So what? You know what I mean? So what? You're offending God. Well, maybe you're offending God, right? So, what I always say is, whatever happened to the hippies, man? We got to look out for ourselves, see the world the way it really is, and it's a matter of, going back. Actually, it's almost like, conservatism is, I don't know, I don't really like conservatism, man. I don't like liberalism. I don't like any of that bullshit. It's like, do your own thing, man. It's like, this is not a freaking an ism society. It's a society where people could do what the hell they want. And the way I look at it is, it's almost like you got to stay chill like Tommy over here, just kind of, right now, it's almost like, you a hippie? What are you doing there with that? What are you doing? It's almost like you got to stay a little bit low profile and kind of be chill with the situation like Tommy here. But, I'm going to tell you, the situation, though, is getting pretty much out of hand because the authorities are coming down on everybody in America from every which way there is. And, I'm saying is, screw it. Screw it. The hell with this bullshit. And, in retrospect, the authorities look like a bunch of damn lambs back in the freaking 60s compared to where the shit's going today. So I just have to ask that question again. Whatever happened to the hippies, man? What happened to the hippies? What happened to freaking flower power and psychedelic and free thinking and stuff, where people are out there riding free. They can go anywhere in the country at any time they want without being hassled. No. It's bullshit, man. So, when I say that it's time to actually revitalize the hippie movement and get this ball rolling again, baby, because maybe that's really the political party that we need. The hippie party, man. The hippie political party. All the real hippies will be in political office at every freaking tier of government specter. I mean, I don't give a shit. They could be smoking their bong all day while they're trying to figure out what's going on with the IRS. That'd be great. What do you think about that, man? They could be the traffic cop on the side of the road, just saying, man, I'm going to take a nap. You know what I mean? Instead of laying on the radar gun or whatever the hell it is, right? So, it's a time to freaking change society back maybe to the way it was in the 60s because this shit's getting deep. And I'm going to tell you one thing, I ain't one of those freaking conspiracy dudes like Alex Jones and David Icke and all those other guys trying to say, oh yeah, ooh, the big man and the lizard people. There's no lizard people, man. They're just a bunch of freaking coneheads out there looking for freaking power, man. That's what it's always been, and we don't need that kind of shit riding over us. We got to ride free and stay free. That's all there is. So let's get this hippie movement rolling again, baby.